All right, guys, welcome to the Friday phone tips. I have Benzack here in the studio with us, and Benzack is a newer producer with us, and he's already a platinum producer. So, but today we're going to talk a little bit about referrals because, Ben, 80% of your business is referral based, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you use leads out of the CRM. And then when you're sitting with these types of clients, you're actually getting referrals from them, basically.
Yep.
Okay. So can you talk a little bit about, because we're trying to give them phone tips, can you talk a little bit about what exactly you say to the client that will allow them to give you the referral, and then how do you move to calling that person?
Okay. So when I'm talking to a client, no matter how I got the client, whether I bought leads or whatever the case may be, I'm going to make sure I stretch thin and never let that lead die. Because you got some clients you won't even be able to sell. Yeah. It's just part of the game. But what I do is I always have a pad and pen with me, so I'm writing down everything the client is saying. The key to everything is just listening. Mm. So if I'm talking to the client and they're giving me all their family members' names, the kids' names, when I'm building rapport, asking who do they know, where the barbecues happen at. It's a nice house. Once they
You're just taking notes about who they're talking about.
Yep. So the kids in the area, all of that good stuff. I'm taking those notes, and when I'm done with their client, then I'm going back straight to my notes and asking about it. So okay, I see that you said your son Jacob was in the area. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and give Jacob a call for me real quick. And he gives Jacob a call if I'm in home. Then after he gives Jacob a call and say, "Hey, Jacob," then I'm getting the phone.
Okay, so do they even know that you're actually asking for a referral, or you're just saying get them on the line?
Give them a call. So sometimes what I'll say is, what I'm gonna do is, since I helped you get all this stuff together, I'm gonna do the same thing for you and your family. Because at the end of the day, if I can't help them, I'm certainly not going to hurt them. Mm. So once I do that, they drop their guard down a little bit and give them a call.
So I think what he's trying to say is he's building such good rapport while he's sitting with the client, and he's very tentative. See, people love to hear their name. They love to hear their kids' names. So he's using this so personally that when it comes time for the referral, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's a natural thing.
Yep, they just hand it to you. What I'm doing is I'm making it seem like I'm a part of the family. Mm. I'm showing you pictures of my daughter. You showing me pictures of your grandkids, letting me know what they just did. All of that good stuff. I'm looking at the pictures on the wall when I come in. Okay, so I'm looking at you 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, this you? Oh, man, that's crazy. Uh-huh. So I'm doing all of that just to make sure I know who I'm about to bring up to try to get as a referral.
Okay, so this is already part of the program. Like, immediately, this is like, it's almost like asking, who's going to pick up the pieces. This is kind of part of your in-home presentation almost.
Yep. It starts when I first pull up to the house. I look at everything. I look at the decals on the car. It's going to tell me whether you have kids, whether you're in the military, anything like that. My mother is a Marine. Mm. So
that's an easy
I see
connection.
That a lot. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what branch of the military it is, I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah. And that's an easy conversation piece, easy connection for you and them. Okay, so by the time you get to you've already put in place their policy, right?
Right.
Okay, so now you're like, all right, give Jacob a call. They give Jacob a call like, hey, Jacob, sitting here with Ben. Then what happens? You're like.
So even as soon as they say, hey, Jacob, I'm requesting the phone. Okay. So they hand me the phone. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? This is Ben. I actually just helped your parents get everything together for their portfolio for their life insurance. I know that you have the kids, little Jacob and Jimmy, or whatever the kid's name is.
Right.
So I know that you have these things in place as well to protect your family. But I also have a lot of new different things that I wanted to go over with you as well. So if you have a minute, I would love to go over this stuff with you. If I can't help you, I'm certainly not going to hurt you. And I know that you're close to the area. So what we could do is we could meet over here at your parents' house tomorrow. I'm around the same time, and we can go over everything right then. So what I do is I bring the parents back into it, or whoever gave me the referral back into it, because they trust that person.
Yes.
They don't have to trust me. They don't have to know me. But if I'm eating right back at the place where I got the referral from, then it's a given, and they're going to be there.
So are we just getting referrals for their kids?
I'm getting for whoever, the brother, sister. Typically, that's what you're going to find. You're going to find a brother, sister. If they're younger, I'm going to talk to their parents. Because I know they're either going to be coming up on retirement. I'm 34, so if I'm talking to people my age, I know their parents are about to retire or just retired.
Okay.
So
do you ask them if their parents are around? Like when you're going through your in-home presentation?
Yep. I ask them, are they from this area? They're from the area. Okay, perfect. Are your parents and everything still in the area? And then I look at the wife or the spouse. If they have a spouse, same exact thing. Are you from this area too, or you came here because of your spouse?
Got it. Okay. So if their parents are deceased, do we go right? Like, do you go into beneficiary? Is that how you find these people?
Yep,
or
their parents are deceased. I find out who's going to be the person that's going to take care of everything for you. So even if I have one spouse that says, okay, well, my parents are going to do all of this stuff, or my brother, sister, cousin, whoever that's close to you, that's the person I'm going to lean on.
Yeah.
And then from that person, I'm all about getting a referral and then making sure I carry that referral and keep going. Second, third generation referrals, they work the best.
So out of the percentage of people that you actually have on your little list on the side that they actually call, and I like if I don't know if they could see his body language, but he was like, give him he's pointing, like, give him a call. And then when they're on the phone, he's like, give me a phone. Like, yep. I know some people are going to think like, oh, that's not a big deal. Yes, everything matters. Just like us shaking our head yes when we're in the home, that matters. Right. When you're giving direction, and people will follow the direction that they give. Even if they feel uncomfortable, they'll still follow your direction.
Even when I'm talking to them and I'm asking, when is the most important time to protect the most important people to me or to you? Yeah. I'm pointing down so they can say, today.
Right.
I want them to do that each and every time. So it's just like having control, but not being too controlling when you're in the home. Because some people come off as real aggressive when they try to get that control, but a lot of clients don't. When I'm in the house, I'm sitting back. I'm relaxing. I mean, if we're going to relax and have fun and talk, then I'm going to make sure I make it a conversation, because that's, at the end of the day, that's all it is.
Yeah. And people want to do business with people they're comfortable with.
Correct.
So if you feel like very authoritative and uptight and just so like salesy, they're not, I mean, you're going to have a struggle bus the whole time. But if you're like real relaxed, like you don't half care if they do it with you or not, it's like no big deal. They tend to do it with you. You know what I mean? They tend to give you the referrals. They tend to give you their social. They tend to give you their banking information because they feel comfortable with you.
Correct. And I make them tell me after we're done what we just did.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So that way they know, and they just said it in their head as well. So the whole time you're conditioning the client to say yes, but you don't want to put the client in a position to where you feel like you're forcing them to do it. So now I just conditioned you to say yes, and you just told me why you wanted to do it. Yeah.
Very good point. So out of all the people that you actually get the client to call on the phone, how many of them actually move forward and sit with you?
Almost all of them. I'm going to say about at least 75%.
And of that 75%, did most of them meet back in the person's house that you're sitting with right then and there?
Some will tell me to come over to their house.
Oh, okay.
So and I do have a lot that will meet me where I was at when I got the referral, simply because they don't know me, but they do know their parent or cousin, whoever that is.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, I mean, it's just a family gathering at that point in time.
Yeah.
Now I'm the family insurance guy.
Yep. Wow. Well, any other last tips that you want to give as far as getting those referrals?
So the one thing I'm going to say is you have to don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially newer agents, are afraid to ask or don't know what to say. You just have to ask.
Yeah. You're just telling them to call them right now.
Most they're going to tell you is yes or no. And if they tell you no, then you haven't done a good job building rapport. So you need to make sure that you're building that rapport and making yourself stand out. Because they're going to talk to several agents throughout their life. But you want to make sure you're the memorable one that they always remember.
Real quick, before we part ways, if you're doing a telesale and you're asking for those referrals, is it the same way?
It's the exact same way, minus the call them.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is, okay, I know that you have your son Jacob here. What's Jacob's number? Because what I want to do is, and before they even say anything, you want to jump in. Because what I want to do is I want to give him a call, see if either I could save him some money from what he has currently, or give him a better option for his family. Because we know you can never have enough insurance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then if you call him do you have them call them at all ahead of time, or you just call them straight away?
So I'll let them know to give them a call.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want to call them and get cussed out or anything like that.
Like, who gave my number out?
Exactly. You always want to let them know. So what I want you to do is give them a call, shoot them a text, anything like that, just to let them know that I will be reaching out to them.
Okay. And then you give them a call. Hey, I'm sure your mom told you I was going to be giving you a call.
And if they didn't tell them, oh, man, I'm going to get Jim because he told me that he was going to call you first.
At least they're going to shoot you over a quick text.
So at least we're going to get a good laugh out of it. And then they let their guard down even more then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, I hope this was helpful. Hopefully, you'll implement some of these same techniques because referrals are free leads, obviously. These same techniques, plus it builds a really, really good core group of people that you can help every single week. And people will keep business on the books if they trust you with their entire family. So, guys.
Can I say one more thing, too? So, also, when you get that, you also are going to start getting calls from those people, too. That's one thing that's great. I just got one earlier. They're going to say, hey, I want you to talk to my cousin up in Wisconsin. She's looking for some insurance for her and her husband. Then you start getting those referrals. Yeah.
And so it kind of eliminates a lot of the setting the appointment thing because you got appointments just rolling in.
Correct.
Even if it's 2-3.
Yep.
2-3 is nice income.
And referrals have a higher closing ratio.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next week. We'll see you then.